So we had seen this first limitation, that even for good conductors like copper or aluminium, this V ceases to be proportional to I. That means at very high voltages this is not proportional to I. So now let us see second case. The relation between V and I depends on sign of V. In other words, if I, so let us read this first, then we will see what is happening. If I is the current for a certain voltage, then reversing the direction of V, keeping its magnitude fixed, does not produce a current of the same magnitude as I in the opposite direction. This happens, for example, in a diode, which we will study in chapter 14. So let us first understand the graph 1, then we will understand the graph 2. So this is first limitation of this Ohm's law. Why? Because initially you say that if you increase voltage, that means this is plus, this is negative, so charge carriers will start moving fast and fast. But as you know, if you are on a road and if you start driving very fast, so definitely the road accident will be increased much more times. Similarly, if this voltage is very high, all charge carriers are moving very fast, so number of collision will also increase, and when number of collision increases, the mobility decreases. That means this will lose energy every time, hence it will not follow a linear path. There is some deviation from the linear path, because if let's say if you initially there was voltage of 1 volt, okay, so velocity is, or this they are moving at 1 millimeter per second. Let us say the average drift velocity is 1 millimeter per second, which is resulting in this current. But if you double the voltage, so initially it gets doubled, the velocity is higher, that means more number of charge carriers flowing in the same area in that time. So initially this will double to 2, then if you increase this to 4, this is 4, but as you go to much higher voltage like 100 volt or 200 volt, so it will not simply 100 volt, or sorry 100 millimeter per second, it will be something less like 98 or 99, and for 200 much lesser like 192 or 190. So you are seeing that since voltage is increasing, the velocity must also be increased, but we see some deviation in the velocity. Why? Because there would be more and more collisions because of the higher speeds of the charge carriers, and because of this Ohm's law does not follow the straight line. How I am saying this velocity is linearly proportional to this? Because if you see, we had seen this Vd was proportional to E, and this Vd is proportional to V by L. And since once device or wire is fixed, its length is fixed, so that means Vd is proportional to V. If we increase voltage or potential difference, the drift velocity will increase, but as I showed, at lower voltages this Vd is directly proportional, but at higher voltages, because of more and more collision, this Vd is not exactly proportional but something less of that, hence this curve bends. So we result in a much lower current. See here, the current is much lower than what should be the V at the same voltage. Current is now much lower at higher voltages. Now second limitation, let us see what is the second limitation. Second limitation means in the first case, so this was the IV graph, this was V, this was I. So if we increase the voltage in negative direction, so we would have get the current in the negative, that means reverse direction. That means if this side is positive, this side is negative, so current is from this side to this side, but In the same conductor, if we have changed the direction of voltage, that means this is positive, this is negative, then the current would be in this direction but of the same magnitude. So we get similar kind of current of same magnitude, but in some devices, that device is called PN junction or diode. So we will study about them in chapter 14, but here you see that this is forward current, that means voltage is in positive side and current is also in positive side, both the directions are positive. This voltage is in negative, current in negative. So here you see, as we increase the voltage, so current increases very sharply, and also you see here current is in milliampere, that means in milliamps 10 to power minus 3 amps, but we increase the same voltage in negative direction. See the magnitude of voltage here, it is 0.2 volt. So it is very less, 0.2 volt or 0.25 volt. Here even at 2 volt, about 10 times of this, still the current is very less in microamperes. So in reverse side, in negative side for PN junction, the current at higher potential is very less, and in forward case the current is very high even for small voltages. So this shows a deviation from Ohm's law. Also this is not a straight line as should be. This must be a straight line. Here we cannot see a straight line. So that means PN junction does not follow the Ohm's law. So this is another case where Ohm's law is not followed. It is PN junction. Now third case, if we see the variation of current versus voltage for gallium arsenide. So this is also a semiconductor. This PN junction is also made of silicon, and this is also a diode, gallium arsenide. Gallium and arsenic mix, and this makes gallium arsenide, which is also a semiconductor. For this also we can see that for smaller voltages we see a linear behavior, but as the voltage increases we don't see a linear behavior. So these are few cases where Ohm's law is not followed. So these are some deviations from the Ohm's law. But for most of the conductors it is quite valid. Now see, which we had just seen, this for gallium arsenide, the relation between V and I is not unique, that means it is changing. Not unique means it is not only linear, but it is also changing, initially increasing, then flat, that means no change, then decreasing, then again increasing, increase, then flat, then decrease, then increase. So it is not unique, not only fixed but not even unique. So the relation between V and I is not unique, that there is more than one value of V for the same current of I. So see, if we take this much current, so we get two values of voltage, one here, one here, for the same current. Similarly, if we see this current, so we get two values of voltages, this one and this one. There are more than one value of voltage for the same current. This is for gallium arsenide. A material exhibiting such behavior is gallium arsenide. Materials and devices not obeying Ohm's law in the form of equation 3.3, which was V is proportional to I, or in equality V is equal to I R. This was equation 3.3 or Ohm's law. So this is some devices or some materials are not following this Ohm's law, are actually widely used in electronic circuit. Why? Because this gallium arsenide is also used widely. This is in your TV remote, that sensor just at the front of this TV remote is gallium arsenide, and this PN junction or diode is most widely used in electronic circuits. In this and a few subsequent chapters, however, we will study electrical currents in materials that obey Ohm's law. So, in next few chapters, we will initially learn for the materials that obey Ohm's law. In chapter 14, we will learn about this type of semiconducting materials.